Going on, everyone? It's your boy Adi again here with another personal perspective on things. And, as a serial overthinker, I think something that holds a lot of us back, whether you're come from a first gen immigrant family or not, is just this obsession with like having to be perfect and having to have everything lined up and all the stars aligning for you to start whatever that is you want, right? Whether that's like YouTube, music, launching a business, switching careers, starting that writing a blog that you've been meaning to, or just even waiting to launch that side hustle that you've told all your boys about or your friends about for many years. It's the same thing usually. It's like, I'm waiting for the right time. I just got to get my setup perfect. I don't want to put anything out there unless it's like top notch quality. And trust me, I get it. I've been that same person. I've been someone who's waited for this quote unquote stars to align, or that sign from God, or whatever the case is, to start. But then I realized, like, there is never going to be the perfect time, because I think as you get older you realize, like, you kind of just are only able to prioritize certain things at certain phases of life. And so you just got to understand, like, it's not, that moment of perfection is not going to come from taking another course, another certification, or taking another weekend to brainstorm and plan. It's going to just come from starting, right? And everyone that we look up to, right, across all disciplines, all career paths, they all started in a very scrappy and just diligent manner, in the sense of, like, they just started. Like, look, the first podcast that you launch is probably going to have some pretty bad audio. Like, the first product that you launch is probably not going to be your best. That first post that, you put out there in the world, of the two likes, one of them is going to come from your mom, and maybe the other one's going to come from your sibling or another, right? That's just how this goes. But you got to keep going, because only if you keep going is where you're going to figure out what's going to work, what's not going to work. And that's how you get momentum, right? And what you got to understand is, like, the reason why people we look up to got to where they did is because they kept showing up. And it has nothing to do with talent. It has nothing to do with, this fear that you have of, like, oh, I need to be more prepared. They've realized, and what you're subconsciously thinking about is, you're worried about the judgment. And trust me, I'm guilty of it too. But at the end of the day, the only way you're going to get better is through actually doing what you want to talk about, right? And taking that risk. And so what you also have to understand too is, like, anytime you're trying to do something that no one's ever done, or do something that, no one that in your circle has ever done, you're going to look as someone who's, like, kind of weird or whatnot. But you just have to embrace that, because ultimately, if they haven't gone down the path that you want to gone down, they're not going to understand what exactly you're trying to do. And so you can't afford to play it safe. And I'd rather be someone, right, who, like, tried and learned, than someone who was, like, watching and constantly worrying and going through this loop of, like, oh, I'm not prepared enough yet. I need to do this, I need to do that before I actually go. So whatever that is, right, I challenge you to just launch it, apply for that job, hit record, reach out. Is it going to be perfect? Definitely not. But it'll be you, and it'll be real. And once you start to get a sense of what's real and what's not, you can then, actually get into the flow of what you're meant to do. And when you look back at your previous work and you see, like, oh, damn, like, that was terrible, or that wasn't that good, that's showing that you've grown, right? And you'll never have the chance to cringe and look back at your older versions if you never start. So, like, truly, I challenge you to just stop waiting, get out there, start doing whatever that is. Let version 1 be ugly, because it's going to be ugly no matter what you do. But version 2 will get better. And then version 10, that's the one that's going to unlock everything else. And so with that, I challenge y'all, start, keep going, and keep doing dope things.